Hi students, this is Professor Harsha Jadhav and I am going to deal with the subject highway engineering with the subject code 1856. So in today's class, that is under module number 4 and lecture number or the lesson number 31, I would like to discuss about highway materials. So this highway material, it is a starting of 4th module as per your academics and syllabus. Okay, so before going to start the actual class of today, I would like to brief out about whatever we discussed in the last class. So in the last class we focused on many of the laboratory tests, that is quality control tests on the highway construction material. For example, we have tested many of the quality control tests on the aggregates, and in the same fashion we have focused on the quality control tests on the bitumen. After that we focused on pavement types, pavement functions of each layers, that is surface course, binder course, base course, granular subbase course, and the subgrade soil. After that we focused on the concept of ESWL, that is equivalent single wheel load concept. So these all were discussed in the last class, in the last few of the classes, and at the end we focused on the CO, that is course outcome with the Bloom level of taxonomy. So in today's class we will focus on the highway materials, that is what do you mean by highway material, how it is used, why it is used, and what is the purpose of utilizing these materials as a highway material, why these materials are called as a highway material in general. So that we will study in today's class. The first one is uh, general features of highway construction, introduction. So in the highway construction, so it is only concerned to the construction work. So survey, after doing the survey, so we will fix up the alignment. After that, whatever the ground profile is there, that is studied, and will start up with the construction work. That part is known as highway construction. See, in this concept we are having two phases. The first one is earthwork, second one is construction of drainage facilities, and also we are having two more concepts here: construction of cross drainage structure and the construction of pavement structure. See, these all components are very important, because see, pavement is going to lay, or it is constructed on the surface of the ground itself, that is soil strata. So in order to construct the pavement structure on the soil surface, the first thing is soil surface should be flat or level. So in order to make it flat, in order to make it level, we need to perform earthwork. We need to perform the earthwork. This earthwork consists of either excavation or filling. This excavation and filling mainly depends upon the ground profile or type of the ground strata. Ground profile is nothing but type of the ground strata. See, after doing the earthwork, now one of the very important feature or the concept is drainage property. So we need to give proper drainage facilities. It may be a cross drainage facility, or it may be a uh, drainage structures. So if we are giving the lateral drain movement, then it is camber, it is provided right from the bottom, that is from the subgrade of the soil. Okay, so excluding this, we need to provide cross drains. We need to provide open cross drains or closed cross drains. So these drains are very much useful to drain after draining of the water from the surface of the pavement during the rainfall time, or during any time whenever the water enters the surface of the pavement, that water is immediately removed with the help of camber. After removing the water, that water is made to collect at the cross drains, and immediately when it is collected across the cross drains, that water is removed through the cross drains by providing the longitudinal slopes. Okay, so this is also one of the structure just to drain the water. Why the water is drained from the pavement structure? In order to keep the pavement structure dry, so that it will avoid the entry of the water towards the granular subgrade, or sorry, subgrade soil. So that the subgrade soil, if the subgrade soil is strong or dry, then overall complete pavement structure will be strong itself. So after constructing the cross drains, the last is construction of the pavement structure. Construction of the pavement structure consists of various layers. Right from bottom it is subgrade, above that we are going to construct a granular subbase course, and immediately above we are going to construct base course. Above that we are going to construct bituminous course, that is surface course. In that surface course we are having super surface course which is exposed to the nature, or it is also known as black top, and below that black top we are providing subsurface course which is known as a binder course. Both this super surface course and the subsurface course are made up of with bituminous material itself. Okay, they are made up of with bituminous material itself. So this is about the introduction to the highway construction. Next comes typical components of highway pavement. Typical components of highway pavement. The first one is component of highway on embankment. Okay, next one is component of highway across cutting. We are having two types, as I have already told about few minutes back. When it is a earthwork, then we are having two types of earthwork. One is earthwork with respect to filling, other one is earthwork with respect to cutting. Filling means it is raised part, that is called as embankment. Embankment is a artificial structure which is constructed by filling the soil one over the other layers above the ground level. If any structure, soil structure is constructed by filling one or the other layers on the natural ground strata, that particular structure is known as embankment. Okay. So what do you mean by cutting? Cutting means from the natural ground itself the soils are removed, it is excavated. So that is known as cutting. So cutting may occur across where the excess soil is there, or sometimes based upon the ground profile or the soil profile or the situation of the ground, the cutting is done. Okay, so first one is the components of highway on embankment. So what do you mean by the components of highway on embankment? Components means what are the parts of the highways across the embankment, that is filling. So you can see the sketch here. This is a natural ground. So this is a natural ground over which the filling is done. Filling, it is done till here. This is called as embankment, soil strata. This is called as soil strata. Okay, next one. So what all components are there in the soil strata? First one, embankment or fill, subgrade, drainage layer, shoulders and pavement layers. So what do you mean by then embankment? Embankment means filled soil it is. Above that subgrade is there. It is artificial subgrade. So whatever the original ground is there, that is a natural subgrade. So now this subgrade, whatever it is there above the embankment, this is an artificial subgrade, means we have filled the soil. We have filled the soil and compacted there. Next, above that we are having drainage layer, just to drain off the water. Just to drain off the water which is already entered the pavement, that water is, it should be removed immediately. Okay, so that in order to remove that water, drainage layer is given. So above that pavement layers are given. Pavement layer means it is a bituminous layer. Okay, so that is known as a pavement layer. Already see this embankment consists of many of the layers, so we can feel the stability over here. So only instead of providing granular subbase course or base course, sometimes directly above the soil subgrade, directly either base or subbase course we are going to lay, and immediately above that we are going to construct the bituminous layer. Okay, so this is across the embankment. Embankment means here we are filling the soil, here we are filling the soil. Okay, so this is about the embankment. Then the next comes across the cutting. The components across the cutting are preparation of bottom of the cutting, okay, longitudinal side drains, subgrade, drainage layer, shoulders and pavement layers. Done. Preparation of bottom of cutting, longitudinal side drains, subgrade, drainage layer, shoulders and pavement layers. Okay, so what we are doing here, example I'll show you. Let us consider this as a ground. Here we are going to cut like this. Cutting is done. So preparation of the bottom cutting. Preparation of the bottom cutting, longitudinal drains, because as the cutting is done, this is below the ground strata. So sometimes if the slopes are towards the cutting part, then what happens, during the rainfall time, whatever the water falls on this natural subgrade soil or natural ground strata, due to the slope, it will enter into the cutted part or the area where the cutting is undergone. So if the water flow is excess, then what happens, all this area will be submerged in the water. All this area will be submerged in the water. So in order to avoid this submerging of water or entry of water in the cutting area of this embankment zone, so sorry, in the this subgrade zone, so what we need to do, we need to provide the longitudinal drains immediately. The width and the depth of this longitudinal drains are higher compared to that of whatever the drains you are going to provide on the natural ground strata. Okay, the width and depth of the drains what you are going to construct across the cutting part should be always with the higher dimension compared to the drains whatever we are going to provide across the natural ground strata. Okay, after providing the longitudinal drains, we need to prepare the subgrade, and after that drainage layer, as it is already shown here, the drainage layer, it is provided like this. So okay, it is like this in picture way, it is like this, it is like this. Okay, it is in the embankment, it is like this, whereas across the cutting, so sketch will be, you can feel the sketch like this cutting area, the drains are provided here. Okay, so next one, at the last, the shoulders are constructed and pavement layers are constructed. Okay, see, the cutting and embankment of the filling, it is only because of the ground profile, that's all. Okay, so friends, whatever we discussed in today's class, that comes under course outcome 4, because from this concept, that is the from the start of this lecture number 31, it comes under module number 4. So it is under CO4, that is course outcome 4, the Bloom level of taxonomy 3, 4, 5, that is 3, 4, and one more is the 5. 3, 4, 5. Okay friends, so for more information, try to refer Kannajesto Veeraraghavan Highway Engineering textbook. Okay, so in the next class, we'll focus on the other concept. Till then, thank you. Hi students, this is Professor Harsha Jadhav, and I am going to deal with highway engineering with the subject code 18CV56. In today's class, that is under module number 4 and lesson number 33, I want to discuss about specification and method of construction of WBM and WMM pavement layers. Okay, so as far as the last class is concerned, in the online class, that is last class, I have covered about specification and method of construction of granular subbase pavement layer. So why this specification and method of construction is required? See here, in civil engineering, in order to construct any of the civil engineering structures, there are some standard guidelines and standard methods should be followed. So when it is concerned to the highway construction, so we have standard board and authorization for highway construction manual, that is Indian Road Congress. As per the Indian Road Congress, we need to follow few of the standard regulations and methods to construct the highways. See, when it is concerned to the specification, specification means specified limits, the standard values. So what we are using here in the construction of highways, we are using aggregates, cement, bitumen, sand, okay, and still many more materials are there. These all materials we are using in the construction of highways. So these materials are called as highway construction materials or highway engineering materials. Even it is also called as highway materials. So these materials are available throughout the length and breadth of the nation and even throughout the world. But the properties of this material differs from area to area. For example, if you can consider aggregate, so aggregate is available in the southern part of India also, and even at the northern part of India, even at the east, west and also the center everywhere it is available, and even throughout the world this aggregate is available. But the property of the aggregate differs from region to region, place to place. So only in order to have a uniformity in the construction, so IRC recommends standard specification and standard values, test values for all the aggregates and even for all the engineering materials that is specially used for construction of highways. Okay, so under this, so we have, if we are using aggregates, then aggregate should exhibit standard values under toughness test, under hardness test, under shape test, under water absorption test, under specific gravity test. Many of the quality control tests are conducted on the aggregates. In the same fashion, the many of the quality control tests are also conducted on the bitumen. As bitumen is one of the binding material in the construction of highways, we need to perform many of the quality control tests for the bitumen. So only specification will tell you the standard limitations for that particular material. For example, aggregate, standard specification values are mentioned for different types of quality control tests. If whatever the aggregates you are using in the construction of highways, that particular aggregate is taken to the testing laboratory and it is tested with the respective tests. So if your value, whatever you are getting after the test, if that value of that particular aggregate lies with the standard recommended results given by the IRC, then that particular material, whatever you have tested, so that material can be used directly or easily, you can use it for the construction of highways. If the value, whatever you are getting in the laboratory, if it is lesser compared to the standard recommended values by Indian Road Congress, that is IRC, then that type of aggregates are they are nowhere used for the construction of highways. This is the meaning of specification. We have specification for even sieve analysis. So we have some gradation tabular columns. So for that gradation tabular columns, we are having grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, like that different grades are there. So these grades are very important for the different works. Okay. So based upon the category of highway, different grades of the aggregates or different grades of the materials are used. Okay, so this is about the specification. Next comes method of construction. What do you mean by method of construction? After checking the values, specification values for the highway engineering material, next comes the method of construction. In what way we are constructing the highway, that is known as method of construction. We should follow right from spreading of the material or cleaning of the ground to the setting of the material. So first thing is cleaning of the existing layer or the new layer, whatever it is. So cleaning of the layer to till the setting of the material, all the methods of construction should be followed one after the other. So in this today's class, we will focus on specification and method of construction of WBM and WMM. So WBM means water bound macadam, WMM means wet mix macadam. So under water bound macadam is nothing but it is a combination of aggregate and soil. So if this aggregate and soil are taken on the same layer and they are compacted well, then that layer, it is known as water bound macadam layer. This water bound macadam layer, it is exactly constructed above the subgrade soil and it is a part of granular subbase. Sorry, it is a part of base course. The water bound, that is WBM, is a part of base course. It is also known as water bound macadam, where aggregates and graded murams are used for the construction of this layer. Wet mix macadam means WMM, that is, it is a mixture of aggregates, fine cementitious material and a controlled amount of water. They are mixed in a chamber or a unit so that it should give a better binding property, and it is laid on the ground and it is constructed. See, the only difference between WBM and WMM is wherever the low traffic roads are there, there we can go for WBM, and for the higher traffic roads we will go for WMM. Okay friends, so in the next class we'll continue with the actual specification and method of construction of this WBM and WMM. Till then,